This is a FirstWARN Tri-Cities severe weather alert. Here is Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle.
This is a FirstWARN Tri-Cities severe weather alert. I'm FirstWARN Tri-Cities Chief Forecaster Skylar Doyle. We're on the air here tracking a few severe thunderstorm warnings. The reason coming on the air for a severe thunderstorm warning is because the warning that includes far southwest Lee County, like down toward Cumberland Gap, Gibson Station, Wheeler, um, and just to the west of Ewing, does have a tornado possible tag on it. We told you the tornado threat was very low, but again, um, we are still watching this very closely as we do have some rotation here in Claiborne County near Arthur and just to the southwest of Harrogate, which has prompted the Weather Service in Morristown to put a tornado possible tag on the severe thunderstorm warning that is active for the next 14 minutes. And these storms continue to show very strong winds within them, so I would not be shocked if severe thunderstorm warnings get extended off to the east to include uh, Hancock County, more parts of Lee County, and maybe even into western Hawkins County. So again, we're tracking severe thunderstorm warnings this morning here for this line of storms from near Wallens Creek to the Middlesboro area in Bell County there, and then down just to the west of Harrogate and extending down east of LaFollette. And the reason we're coming on the air tracking these is because this part from Hillsboro to just west of New Tazewell is where we're watching the potential for some very strong wind. There's also been, at times, some indications of rotation. The National Weather Service in Morristown has put, as you see on your screen, a tornado possible tag on these storms for this on this severe thunderstorm warning. Rotation is not strong enough for a tornado warning, but Weather Service tracking some weak rotation here near Harrogate and Arthur that is catching their eye, and so a tornado, a quick spin up of a tornado, cannot be totally ruled out within this cell as it continues to push across Claiborne County and here into southwest Lee County there, and also, even though southeast Bell County's warning does not include the tornado possible tag, I would also input them like near Middlesboro, where we would be watching that potential brief spin up. But again, this line of storms will continue to push east. This is going to be round one, another round coming this evening, and we would believe that that round could also have a little bit of severe potential. That was actually the main round we were watching. These storms this morning getting a little more steam than what we thought they were going to, but still some gusty winds within these. So if these warnings here over the next 12 minutes do get extended to more of Lee County into Hancock County, maybe western Hawkins County, that would not shock me at all. But again, the reason we're on the air is because the severe thunderstorm warning for southwest Lee County does have the tornado possible tag. So we are watching this area here around Middlesboro and Harrogate closely. So this is the part that's heading into Lee County there, approaching Cumberland Gap in the Gibson Station area in Wheeler. And then eventually as well, we'll watch this entire area as it continues to press east across parts of southwest Virginia and northeast Tennessee. So again, we're watching these storms very closely as we continue to do so. Again, there is weak rotation within this line of thunderstorms that is severe. So again, these are severe thunderstorm warnings with the main threat being 60-mile-an-hour winds, but cannot rule out a quick spin up of a tornado as the Weather Service is indicating here as this forward progressing line continues to push down, very much impacting Cumberland Gap and Harrogate, pushing toward Wheeler, Tazewell, Tennessee, New Tazewell, as well. Also another little strong cell near Sneedville, but if I have an area of rotation, it would be right here along 25E in Claiborne County, and it's going to continue to push off to the east. These storms are pushing off to the east, the National Weather Service says, 40 miles an hour. Again, the main threat, the 60-mile-an-hour winds and some penny-sized hail. But again, watching broad rotation near Riverview in Claiborne County, continuing to push east. The warning, the severe thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning, includes southwest Lee County. But if this rotation was to strengthen, it is heading toward Hancock County in East Tennessee. So we're watching it closely here. If this would strengthen and a tornado warning would be required, it would likely include parts of Hancock County. So that is why we are on the air with this tornado possible severe thunderstorm warning. And that warning is in effect right now until 11 o'clock. So another 10 minutes left to go on this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, that has a tornado possible tag. and then these storms will continue to push east 40 miles an hour. So as I do a storm track on these at 40, and I'm just going to track them east across the area. So that's one. This will work. And again, these are approximate, and just because you're not in this doesn't mean you won't get impacted. These are coming up on the New Tazewell area of Claiborne County, right around the top of the hour. Sneedville around 11:23, and again, the rotation part of the storm will be close to Sneedville. Rogersville at 11:41. This will move into the metro of Kingsport around noon this afternoon, excuse me. So right around the lunch hour. Eventually, we'll also push into Bristol and Johnson City between 12 and 1 o'clock. And these storms will really be out of the area by 2, and then we'll watch for another round behind this that, again, could produce some damaging thunderstorm winds this evening. Again, a level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather for isolated severe storms. Technically, we're not in a tornado risk zone as defined by the SPC, but when looking at models, we did know that there would likely be a very low tornado risk today. And we mentioned that in our post. And now, again, we have a broad area of circulation that the Weather Service is tagging tornado possible in this severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect here for the next 8 minutes or so. They just updated that warning not too long ago, saying that a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 11 a.m. for central Claiborne and east central Campbell. A for central Claiborne and Lee counties. This goes until 11 o'clock here. 10:48, a severe thunderstorm near New Tazewell, or 8 miles southeast of Middlesboro, was moving east at 40 miles an hour. And this entire line is kind of severe, but the best any rotation here is near Riverview and Vance Mill along Highway 25E. We'll likely get a new velocity scan within the next few minutes to show us more if that rotation is continuing to strengthen. And again, if it does strengthen and the Weather Service issues a tornado warning, we'll be here wall to wall to keep you updated as a warning moves to if it does include any part of our viewing area. So again, that's our policy. If there's a tornado warning, we go live and we stay live until the warning expires. And again, as this line of storms continues to move east, we'll see if these warnings extend east. We'll at least stay on the air until the top of the hour to see if warnings get extended eastward. That way, we will be able to give you the first alert on that happening, and then we will again um, keep an eye on this very closely for you. So Harrogate and Tazewell, they're really under the gun in the Cumberland Gap area as well. They're along the Bell County, Claiborne County, and Lee County line. That is where we're tracking um, these thunderstorms. And again, the best rotation would be right over Riverview here. And again, it's still pretty broad, but we're watching it very closely as a new radar update will likely come any minute now. See what the new scan would show. Here comes the new radar scan and it'll update here any minute. We're watching closely to see this rotation. That's the big thing. I'm looking at a few different products off the screen to see if that rotation does continue, and that will determine how long we stay on here. We'll try to stay on until the top of the hour, see if these warnings for damaging winds extend off to the east. I would say they will. There's still definitely some signals of some maybe damaging wind gust in here of 50 to 60 miles an hour. And again, so we do continue to see some rotation. Let me switch you to the high res velocity. Right here area that I would be watching if I'm looking for rotation, especially that pixel is there of high winds north of Cave Spring. Radar indicating winds upwards of 50 to 60 miles an hour right there. And I'll be very interested with kind of how this is bowing out. Does the Weather Service extend these warnings off to the east? I would expect them likely to do so because of how this line is bowing out, and if so, how far north will they take the warnings? Will they encompass the entirety of basically Lee County or not? They have about 5 minutes to make that decision before these current warnings expire. So again, we'll continue to watch it, and these storms are really about to move out of this thunderstorm warning as well. So we're continuing to watch these thunderstorms closely. And again, we do have a little bit of rotation, and that's why we're on the air because of the rotation in these storms that could be producing just a little bit of spin in the atmosphere. So, again, we continue to watch these very closely as they push off to the east. And again, right here would be where any rotation would be near the Cave Spring area of Claiborne County, push into Hancock County. Hancock County, you're not under a warning just yet. You likely will be, or could possibly be here within the next 4 or 5 minutes now. Again, waiting to see what the Weather Service says they're going to do. I would expect them to at least do a special weather statement, strong thunderstorm alert. Let's make sure those pop ups when I get issued. It'll pop up. Yeah, so if that gets issued, that will pop up on our screens here. But right now, just gonna jump in here and see if the Weather Service is saying anything right now. Still just that severe thunderstorm warning till 11 o'clock does have the tornado possible tag on it, and that does include far southwestern Lee County, part of Claiborne County there. And again, we are under the level 1 out of 5 risk of severe storms, which was mainly for the afternoon and evening, but these storms this morning have really gotten going, and we do have some severe weather this morning as well, and again, could still have an afternoon round of a severe storm or two, which could be capable of some more damaging winds. And again, watching to see and waiting to see here as we get close to the top of the hour at 11 o'clock what the Weather Service is going to do. Very least, I'd expect a special weather statement, but right now we have no information from the Weather Service on what they're going to do with this severe thunderstorm warning. They'll extend it off to the east or just allow it to expire and replace it with that strong thunderstorm alert that I've been talking about. That could happen as well. So we will wait to see here. And again, still nothing from the Weather Service at 10:57. We're watching or listening to FirstWARN Tri-Cities severe weather coverage as we're tracking strong to severe thunderstorms right now, impacting southwest Lee County and about to push into Hancock County in southwestern Virginia and northeast Tennessee. The warning that does include southwest Lee County does have that tornado possible tag with it, just that special tag indicating that a tornado cannot be ruled out. The rotation is not enough for a tornado warning, but there's been some weak rotation areas noted along the line, which could have some rotation here. So again, we're waiting to see if we get a new warning or not. Again, there is still some weak rotation within this, and definitely the potential for some strong winds. Um, the Weather Service in Jackson has expired the warning for Bell County, and that full part of Harlan County is under the warning, which is a good call because those storms have moved out of that area. But again, we're waiting here as these storms pushing into a good chunk of Lee County, Pennington County, and we have a new severe thunderstorm warning until 11:30. The good news is the tornado possible tag is no longer on this. The new warning there has been extended now to the east, including a good chunk of Hancock County, including the Sneedville area, most of western Lee County from Jonesville west, and even parts of southwest Hawkins County, including the Mooresburg area. So again, while this does not have the tornado possible tag on it, there is still the potential 60-mile-an-hour winds within this thunderstorm as it continues to push off to the east. So again, the good news is the Weather Service thinks this kind of areas of rod rotation becoming more elongated, which means it's more potential of damaging straight line winds within this thunderstorm, and not a tornado threat, which is good news, but that does not mean that that will not change here over the next little bit. But we'll continue to watch these storms very closely. Again, the warnings now include a good chunk of Hancock County, including Sneedville, most of southwest Hawkins County, including Friendship, Lakemont Cabin area, and Morrisburg, and then most of western Lee County, including Ewing, Cruise Hill, Boone's Path, Town, and just to the west of Jonesville and Pennington Gap. So again, if you're in these areas, stay indoors and away from windows as these storms continue to push off to the east. With this warning no longer having the tornado possible tag, what we'll do is we'll go off the air for now. As these storms continue to push east and as warnings continue to be issued along this line, we will very likely be back on the air to give you the latest severe weather updates. But again, as of right now, severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect. These are in effect for a good part of western Lee County, most of Hancock County, and southwest Hawkins County, and also for our friends over in eastern Claiborne County and far northern parts here of Granger County until 11:30. 60-mile-an-hour winds, a penny-sized hail the main threat. Again, right now, not looking at rotation, looking at very strong straight line winds up to 60 miles an hour possible. Should new developments come in, we will be back on the air. For now, we'll go off the air and we'll come back as need be. From the FirstWARN Tri-Cities Weather Center, our FirstWARN Tri-Cities.